You like to get
We
to
walked
your
into
rant
something.
with
We
Doug
walked
there
into
now?
something.
Gotta-
Doug's afraid to tell Doug what I think.
We have a rant?
Right.
You're not afraid to tell me what you think. Ever. That's fine.
And you're not afraid to blow me off.
Exactly. It's your right, it's my right.
You don't. We love that you exercise that right.
I exercise that right to blow him off. There you go. Yes.
Okay, let's now that we've had that fun. Let's start for real.
Just the injury update on the guys that I know.
Well, we know Walker Little, he'll be out, with the ankle. Probably miss the rest of the year. Savage is still in the concussion protocol. So day to day, obviously, we'll see how that progresses. Ventrell's ankle didn't do anything yesterday. We'll see today. Probably be limited today. So he's the latest. Everyone else is dinged up, obviously, but should be. Brenton Strange will be fine. Tyson's good. The ones that came out of the game but were returned, all be good for the game.
So is that Cole at left tackle for the rest of the season, or do you want to see your?
Yeah, no, Cole. Definitely want to see Cole in there. He had a good preseason, as we know, and he's filled in nicely. So we'll see him over there. This will be good for him.
Do you notice any differences, I guess, with Tennessee's offense with the quarterback change? Maybe things that they're doing differently with Mason in there?
No, I mean, still trying to push the ball down the field. Obviously, with Calvin, some of the speed they have, and still the ability to run the football, screens. Tony Pollard, getting him the ball when they can, and I think one of the things too you're seeing is the defense is also creating some takeaways. Right, they're taking the football away, giving their offense some opportunities. But not a whole lot. Still just running the offense.
Do you like playing a team for the second time this close?
It's fine. I mean, yeah, it's okay. Obviously they know us, we know them. We're gonna have to play them again at some point during the season. But the familiarity, obviously, with both teams and where both teams are within 3 weeks. This will be the fourth week, I guess. Is okay.
Your offensive line's ability to pass block is pretty solid, and then the running numbers are pretty dismal. Is that disparity? Can you put your finger on why an O-line would be so good at one thing and not so good at the other?
Yeah, I think obviously they're two different skill sets, right? Sometimes too we're seeing by scheme. Run through linebackers, anticipating runs where we're not coming off on those combos quick enough, and or sometimes not targeted in the right direction, right? And that's a possibility as well with some of the runs. And then you also have to look at the backs and see if the backs are hitting the hole or hitting where we anticipate the ball to go and things like that. And so it's probably a lot more moving parts, in the run game, and then just being able to sustain it. Just sometimes 2 yards we don't think is great, but it can be, right? And then you got to just kind of continue to stick with it. And the times that we've been able to kind of stick with the run, we've had a little bit of success.
Contractually, it looks like this line is back next year. Could be at least 4 or 5, right? How do you fix that, the running part, moving forward?
Well, again, I think it starts with just looking at the scheme, right? Looking at the things that we're doing, and also doing what are we doing well, and we need to focus on that, and what are the skill sets of the guys, and I think it's still an athletic group, our tackles especially, where we can get out and run, so we got to look at some of that. And then just overall, right? I think that's where you have to just look at it and cut back where you can cut back, increase what is good, and just focus on that.
I know you guys have already played him, but Calvin, just what made him a special player for you guys last year, and just seeing him, be able to find success
Yeah.
elsewhere.
I think in Calvin's case, I think the thing that really sets him apart from a lot of guys is just his work ethic. The way he came in here and worked right away and wanted to get in with Trevor and learn the offense and get as many catches as he could from the quarterbacks, and just the way he attacks practice during the week. He practices like he plays, and when you do that, you're going to have success on game day, right? And that's something that really kind of sets him apart from a lot of people and from a lot of receivers, and it's what's made him a really good receiver, a great receiver in this league, and of course we know his ability to run and stretch the defense. So I think just his work ethic and the way he attacks it and the way he approaches it, sets him apart.
Is Dewey a starter again? Is he gonna start this week?
We're looking at that right now. There's a possibility, yes. Yeah.
Did he just show enough in 3 quarters last week that this guy's got fresh legs and knows what he's doing back there and really solidifies the back end?
Yeah, I think the health where he is one thing. I think too, understanding the defense, is another. And my only, if there is a regret, is that he got hurt in camp, and he didn't get a chance to really start the season. So he's coming into his own right now. He played well last week, and look forward to these next couple of weeks and watching him go.
Doug, it gets pretty hard this time of the year when everybody's out of the playoffs and you're playing a team that's in the same situation to find some sort of carrot for these guys. How much, if anything, do you think possibly finishing with a winning record in the division, which this team has not done very often in the last 15 years, 20 years, is that any kind of a carrot at all for you to throw out there this week?
It is. I think one, you finish the way you want to finish. Obviously, 2 division opponents, and it carries you. It carries you into the off season. It's the momentum that you want, and so yeah, there's something to be said about that. To play well this week and try to do everything you can, try to get a win this week, and then go to next week, and if you can do that, then there's. I think that's something you can look at, because then you have to look at the rest of your schedule and go, where did we miss? Where did we come up short in some of those other games? Because then it puts you in a position to each year kind of compete for your division, right? Your division champion, and so this definitely would be a positive, going into the off season if we can do that.
Also, could you sort of evaluate what you've seen from Josh Hines-Allen this year? Clearly, his sack numbers are down from last year. Pressure rate, not so much. But what are you seeing from him this year in terms of, even though the production isn't quite what you would want it?
Yeah, I think probably give you a better answer once the season's over and we look at everything. But coming in and learning a new scheme, a little bit different technique for him, and really all the D linemen, D ends, and just teams know we have 2 great edge rushers too. I mean, that goes without saying, and so they're gonna spend a lot of time, and we see a lot of time with tight ends and backs, chipping on the edges and slowing our guys down, and that's been a big part of it too, and because we do that, right? Anytime we face good edge rushers like we do each week, and he's really built himself and really made himself, I think personally, into an edge rusher that can continue to improve. Meaning, I think there's more out there for him, to continue to learn, and even though he's 5 years in, 6 years in, going into and just learning and growing, and maybe even moving him around a little bit more, but he's someone that his athleticism, his length, his speed, we have to find as a staff opportunities for him too, to to get after the passer. And I think one of the things too, learning how to set the edge. This is a little bit different. Learning the run. All these different things are all techniques that he and Trayvon and Eric really learned this year. But with that, I think they're going to continue to improve and get better, even into next year.
Coach, do you have any Christmas traditions, anything unique that you guys do maybe as a family?
No, not really. We've always done Christmas Eve. Of course, Christmas Eve is my wife's birthday, so I've got to make sure that everything's separated, right? It's got to be birthday first, take a pause, then we go into Christmas Eve. But just having the family Christmas Eve, kind of, the gifts and things like that on Christmas Eve, and then of course growing up when our boys were young, and even when I was young, Santa would always come, overnight and be there Christmas morning, and so we've kind of carried those traditions, with our boys and even with our grandkids now, and it's fun to kind of see the evolution, because our boys, as they begin their families, and the traditions and things that carry on. So it's a special time of the year, obviously, to be around your family and being able to kind of reminisce a little bit.
And one more thing, New Year's resolutions. Is it something you think about, anything you're thinking about changing maybe this next coming year, off the field, on the field, whatever you maybe have thought about?
Yeah.
Change the media corps.
Yeah, we're going to change a lot of things. No, I think obviously from this role, how can I be a better version, right? How can I help our team? I think about those things, and we got to win. Bottom line, you got to win, and so I think a lot about that. And of course, you think about your health and your age, and all the different things that come with that. And yeah, I need to work out more. I need to eat less, and do all that. But about 2 weeks in, I'm done with that. So let's stick to football. Work on the golf game. Yeah.
Everybody good? Everybody good here? Yep. Thank you, Coach.